Hey everybody, I know it's been a while since we made a video or came to you guys. It's been a lot of hectic moments, I guess you would say. This video isn't gonna be long. It's just an update of how I've been doing since I had baby girl. Um, so it's gonna be like a quick story time. So basically, I had my daughter on November 13th, which was a Wednesday. Um, That's a pretty funny story, actually. Long story short, I had been having contractions from the Monday, which was the 11th, and originally my doctor was saying as long as I had her on a Wednesday, she would be able to deliver her because she's a doctor on call. And I was really nervous about having someone else deliver my baby, especially someone being between my legs that I didn't know. Um, but long story short, I started having contractions on Monday, and I was like, I'm feeling them, but they're not consistent. So I have a nurse that comes to the house. It's through a program. I'm sorry if you guys can hear I'm pumping right now. We gotta feed the babies. I'm breastfeeding, obviously, but hopefully for the next 6 months, I will be able to suffice her. But back to the story. So I have a nurse that comes by. She was basically telling me the difference between Braxton Hicks and contractions. So my contractions weren't really strong or anything, so I didn't really know the difference. They didn't really feel like what people say contractions feel like. So I'm like, I'm having them, and I was supposed to go to work that Monday, and I didn't go. I basically told my boss that I wouldn't be coming in, and he said it's okay, he understands. He said he would rather me stay home anyways because he didn't want to have to be the person to fill out all the paperwork and put me in the ambulance. But it's like an inside joke thing. Um, so basically, I went in on Monday night. Um, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law were here, and I was having the pain, and my mucus plug had came out. That was the real reason why I ended up going. Like my mucus plug fell out. I ended up calling them over here. They were sitting here with me, and then I was feeling the contractions coming. So I was like, okay, they're coming really close. But I was like, it doesn't really feel like I'm like my body's ready to have a baby. So but because my mucus plug came out and I am usually home alone at nighttime because my fiance works nights, um, they was like, let's just take you to the doctor just to be on the safe side. So that's what we ended up doing. We went to the emergency room, they checked me, and after being there for how long I was there, they basically they basically told me that I wasn't dilated, like my cervix was closed still. So I was like, okay, it's fine. I had an appointment to go to my doctor's. My last appointment, I was 30, gonna be 30. I was already 39 weeks on Monday. And my last appointment with my doctor was gonna be the Tuesday. So I was like, it's okay. I'll just come in the morning to my regular last appointment and, we'll just see what happens from there. So the next morning, literally, this is like a 12-hour gap. And basically, I talk to her, whatever, whatever. We talk about what the plan is if I pass my due date. And she's like, do you think she'll come this weekend? I tell her my mucus plug came out. And she's like, well, let's hope for Wednesday. And I'm like, I hope so too, because I really wanted my doctor to give birth to my child. Like, I wanted her to be the one delivering my child, basically. And she comes and she's like, "Oh, well, your cervix is open. How they tell you you're not open?" I said, "Well, last night they told me my cervix was closed." She was like, "Well, you're a centimeter dilated." She was like, "Maybe," she was like, "Give it the rest of the day and maybe tomorrow you'll be ready." And I was like, "Okay, we'll see." So I go home after my appointment and I give everybody the update like, "Hey, my cervix is open. Baby girl could be coming anytime this week." I was just saying that, didn't really know what I was talking about. I was just saying that that was the 12th. So that night was a full moon. I didn't know nothing about that, and I didn't know that there's a saying that a lot of babies are born on the night of full moon, when there's a full moon. So basically, I came home. That was at like a 10 o'clock appointment in the morning. I came home, I relaxed, I was chilling, and then around like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I started having contractions. And I knew these were real contractions this time because they were coming consistently. It wasn't like 1 minute would be 8 minutes apart, next minute would be 10 minutes apart. It like they were consistently coming, but the timing wasn't getting closer at first. So I was like, okay, maybe by tomorrow morning I get up if the contractions don't stop, and we'll go in the morning on Wednesday because these contractions are getting really crazy. So I made it to like 11 o'clock Tuesday night, and my contractions were like killing me. They were like, I mean, like killing me. They were killing me. So I couldn't take it anymore, and I was like, babe, let's just go to the ER and let's see what's going on because these contractions is really hurting me. He's like, let's just take your hospital bag because I think that you might not be coming home. I'm like, all right, that's fine, whatever. Let's just take the bag and let's go. And I was like, what about the car seat? He was like, if if it's really that, he was like, I'll come home and I'll come get it. I said, okay, cool. So we get in the cab. The contractions are coming. I'm in pain. I'm feeling them in the front and in the back. It was like getting closer and closer. It was really excruciating, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I'm like, babe, I don't know, but I think she's trying to come this week. I think she might come tonight, because it just doesn't make any sense that I'm feeling this pain and, she's not here yet. And he's like, don't worry about it, babe. We'll get through it. Don't worry. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. We get there. There's mad pregnant women waiting in the waiting area. I mean, like 10 or 15 of us waiting. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to be here all night. This pain is killing me. What the hell is going on? Da, 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 da. And that's when they say, oh, well, it's a full moon tonight. So, every time the full moon, the waiting area is usually packed like this. So I'm like, what the hell? So a nurse checks me in, and then she's like, "Oh, we have a monitor that is in the hallway, behind a curtain." She was like, "So basically, she's gonna monitor me for 20 minutes, and she should be able to tell me like what's going on." So I was already 39 weeks in 1 day. So because of that, she was like, maybe your baby will be coming tonight or tomorrow morning at least. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, let's figure it out. So basically, she puts me on the monitor. The pain is so bad that I kept moving and I messed up the first 20 minutes. So she comes back. She's like, you were moving too much. I can't see baby girl's heartbeat and all such of stuff. So we're gonna have to do another 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in so much pain. She's not understanding. I'm like, I'm feeling pain in the front and the back. This is why I keep moving because it's not comfortable. She's like, she knows, but she has to be able to monitor baby girl's heartbeat for 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, fine. I move again, I guess, too much, baby girl, and like the monitor that's supposed to be like getting her heartbeat is not catching her heartbeat. It's actually catching mine. So she gives me another 20 minutes. Okay, this time I'm sitting there crying, bawling my eyes out. My fiance is sitting on the bed and I'm laying on the bed and he's holding the monitor this time because he doesn't want me to go through another 20 minutes. So she comes back when the 20 minutes are up and she looks at the sheet, says something about a deficit, takes her phone out, calls whoever, and when I mean like 5 or 6 nurses run out of the triage or wherever the hell they came from, because literally I did not see them there. They run out, there's this guy on top of me, and they're just unplugging wires, pushing the bed, trying to get the bed out of the hallway to push me into the triage. And I'm panicking. They tell my fiance to step out of the area that we're in. He has all my stuff. And I'm like, basically about to cry because nobody's talking to me and I'm panicking and I'm getting nervous. So I'm like, babe, call my mom, call my brother, call somebody, call your mom. Like, I don't know what's going on. Nobody's not talking to me. And I'm like literally 5 seconds away from tears. So after they fight me out of the damn area, they push me in another room, transfer my bed, tell me to walk over somewhere, get on another bed. They hook me back up, re-monitor me, and then a nurse comes in. Well, the doctor on call comes in, and a nurse comes in before her and is like basically telling me like, "Oh, just wanted you to know like your baby has a deficit on her chart, which means that your baby's heartbeat rate dropped. So because it dropped, we're gonna keep you here overnight and most likely you will be getting induced. So therefore your baby will be born tomorrow." I was like, oh, okay. So I was excited about her coming, her arrival and also getting rid of the damn pain. My original birth plan was not to have epidural. I didn't want epidural. I didn't want a cesarean. I wanted to have her all natural. I wanted a vaginal birth. That was the original plan. I talked it over with my fiance. I told him, like, like I know that sometimes I be saying stuff, but literally this is what I want, and I just want you to be sticking it out with me. I have to keep looking over at her. That's why I keep looking over there. But basically like that's what happened. So oh yeah. So basically the guy's like, "Oh, we're gonna induce you, we're gonna give you an IV, and once we get you in the right room, we're gonna get you some Pitocin, and then I'm gonna put a balloon in up in your cootie cat, and basically from there, your baby will be born." I said, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm cool with that, blah, blah, blah." Mind you, I've been having contractions since 6 p.m. And by the time that happens, it's almost 12 a.m. So I've been having contractions consistently for the last 6 hours, and I'm taking it and I'm getting the pain in my lower abdomen and my lower back at the same time. So excruciating. And then my daughter decided that she was going to be head down, but her booty had to be on the right side of my body, and her head should be straight down. So because she was diagonal, she came out that way as well. So, they put me at that was first they were telling me all of that in the triage. Then from the triage they moved me into the room that I'm going to give birth in. They hook me up to those machines. Then the guy comes in, he gives me the Pitocin. He tells me, he's gonna put the balloon up there, and basically when the balloon pops, he'll come back and see how dilated I am, because I was only 2 centimeters when they checked me the second time, right? So, because I was only 2 centimeters, the guy was like, "Oh well, baby comes at 10. So we're gonna try to fasten the process and see what happens." And I'm like, "All right, cool, that's the plan. All right, fine." Mind you, this whole time, my fiance is still calling my mom, no answer, she's sleeping. I'm calling my brother, no answer, he's sleeping. Those are my two healthcare proxies, and they knew this from way long time ago, and ironically, they're not answering the freaking phone. What the hell? So I call his mom. Well, he called his mom. And she answers, "Thank you, Jesus." And she's like, "You guys want me to come now? You guys want me to come in the morning?" I told her I'm only 2 centimeters dilated. They're gonna give me Pitocin to try to dilate me. But there's no need for a rush. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm in the hospital and the baby will be coming on Wednesday. Ironically, the day that I wanted. Now, the only thing is, the doctor that is on call when we get there is not my doctor. It's her partner. And her partner is like, "Oh, we're going to let her know that you're here and what's going on and everything. But, if you give birth before 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I don't remember which one it was. I think it's like 6 or 7 o'clock. I'm gonna be the one that delivers your baby. So I was like, oh, okay, but I was a little nervous because I didn't know how fast the Pitocin was gonna work for my body. Because some people dilate faster with the Pitocin, some people dilate slower. So I was like, okay, but I still didn't really want her to die. I didn't want her at all, right? So they put me in the room that I'm gonna be in all night. My fiance gets his couch bed. He puts down the stuff. They tell him that, where he could put my clothes and all this stuff in the closet and all this stuff. Then they hook me to the machine and they basically like I felt like I had to go to the bathroom like every 5 seconds. So I'm like going to the bathroom, going to the bathroom, going to the bathroom, going to the bathroom every 5 seconds, whatever, whatever. Cut to it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, babe, I cannot take this pain anymore. It was probably later than that. It could be like 3 or something like that. And I'm like, I cannot take this pain anymore. I really need a epidural. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I know I said I didn't want it, but I can't take this pain any longer. I need an epidural. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm so sure. He's like, babe, but this is not the part of the plan. I said, I know that this is not a part of the plan, but literally, if I don't get this epidural, I'm about to ask for a cesarean because that's how excruciating the pain was. And I always said a cesarean was off the table. And he was like, okay, we're going to get your epidural then. So we call the nurse, and the nurse is like, well, because it's a full house, I'm going to let the anesthesiologist know that you want one, but I don't know how soon he can get here. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, by the way, get something to eat now because once he comes, you can no longer eat or drink anything other than what we give you, which is ice or jello. I'm like, okay, fine. Babe, order something. I think we ordered like McDonald's, and I think I ordered fries and nuggets. I could be wrong. I was in so much pain and I felt so nauseous that I didn't eat the fries. And if anybody that knows me knows that I love McDonald's fries because it's salty. I don't like it crazy salty, but I love salty fries. So because that was like an epic fail for me, I was like, I don't want this no more. You can eat it, throw it out. I don't care. I don't want it. Just get it on my face. I just really want the epidural. This is all I can focus on is getting the epidural. 6:30 comes, the lady that's gonna give me my epidural finally freaking comes, and she comes and talking to me, and I'm like, bitch, if you don't hurry up and give me this damn epidural. Sorry for my language. So she comes and she's telling me all the stuff she's about to do, and then another guy comes in and they're basically like explaining that I cannot move. Now, for those people that have never been through or never been pregnant or never experienced what childbirth feels